Hello and welcome back. What we're going to look at today, guys, is a little bit of a short presentation, but a very valuable one, none the same, on something called Google Places. So, some of you might have noticed that when you log onto Google, if you type in hairdressers, then it will immediately show you the location and a little bit of information about hairdressers in the local area. And even if you're not hairdressers, you could be any type of business. We're going to go through and we're going to show you exactly how to set up Google Places for your business. It's a very valuable tool because you do get displayed right at the top of Google without having to pay absolutely a penny at all. So, what exactly is Google Places? Well, essentially, it is Google's version of the Yellow Pages. Yellow Pages, frankly, is dead. Okay, no one uses it. Might go on Yell.com, which is still going, and I think is still doing reasonably well. But the old paper edition is a thing of the past, and Google Places is really what has replaced it. 4 in 5 consumers conduct local searches on search engines. 88% will use their smartphone, and 84% will use their computer or tablet. So that's still pretty close. If I had to guess that figure, I would have imagined smartphones being a little bit more popular. But as you can see, still a lot of traffic from both sources. Percentage of consumers who visit a store within a day of their local search. So if someone searches on smartphone and they find you, 50% will be visiting within 1 day. If you're found by computer or tablet, 34%. So, just over a third and exactly a half. Very, very high. In particular, this works well in certain industries, but especially if you're a local type business such as a restaurant, hairdressers, beauty salon, perhaps you are some other local supplier, potentially stationery, maybe a florist, somewhere like that where they need your services and they normally come from within a 3, 4, 5 mile radius. This can work very well for you. Some more fascinating facts. So, what percentage of consumers who search for local businesses online? 97%. Okay, so pretty much everyone. Percentage of all online activity relating to local content is 73%. So, you think of all the people using the internet all over the world, but 73% of that is to do with local content. So, that doesn't mean necessarily they're looking for a business to go to, but it could be, they're looking at going to a music festival local to them. Could be looking at getting their haircut. Could be looking at going out for dinner. Could be looking at where to play football at the weekend. Could be looking at other local sports events. A lot of traffic, 73% of it is all about local content. So if you're not on Google Places and you're not being displayed, you're missing out on a huge percentage of people who you could be getting in front of. Sorry, the slide is a little bit blurry, but on the left, which is this section here, let me just highlight it for you if I can. So this section here, okay, that's a Google Places page, all right, and that's what it used to look at like back in 2009. Then move across to the blue one. That's what we were looking like in 2012, and now currently we are on this view here, the one in the orange where it says present day, and you've got a location, you've got your address, you've got a photo of the business, you've got testimonials, you've got more photos that people can explore and they can look around to see exactly what you're like. So there is a lot of information about your business that you could be popping up there on the top of Google, absolutely free of charge. Okay. It links directly to Google Maps, and that's how people find where you are. And 70% of people now have a smartphone, so they can find you if you're listed properly. And 84% of customers visit a store within a day of a local search. So I know that stat was slightly lower just That's local place. If we're looking specifically at stores, it can be as high as 84%. So it is, if you have a store, one of the things that you should definitely be doing if you're not already doing it. And even if you are doing it, you need to be looking to optimize and make sure you're getting the very most, which is what we'll go through. So if you're not listed at the moment, 3 very easy steps in order for you to do that. So go to www.google.com/places. What you'll do there is it'll ask you some fairly basic information about the business, address, opening times, that sort of thing, that sort of basic info really about what you do, and what you're looking at selling there. After you do that, so once you've put in that basic information, you'll get through something that looks like this in the post. The ones I've seen more recently have been sort of like cardboard foldouts rather than something that's in an envelope. And the ones that I've seen in envelopes more recently as well have been the smaller envelopes. But anyway, look out for some correspondence from Google, because they'll be sending you a pin in the post. Because what you need to do, you need to log back in to the thing that you've just set up in the previous step and enter your PIN number. Very boring, but the reason they have this feature is because if they didn't, otherwise people would just be setting up Google Places accounts here, there and everywhere for places that they didn't own and that they didn't run business from. So pop your PIN in once you get it. And the type of information that you should be looking to include. Anyone who's a little bit older will notice a photo from opening hours. So you need to have in there your opening times, alright? Because on the latest version of Google Places, or Google Maps, whatever you want to now call it, when you log in, it will tell you, if I go on there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it will tell me if the store's open or closed. Particularly if you're a business like a beauty salon that may be open at the weekend but then closed during one particular day in the week. Make sure you've got that information on there, because you don't want people turning up when you're closed. And also if people are trying to call and things, if you just say that you're closed on that day, they're more likely to understand that no one can answer the phone because you are closed. We're going to put payment details on there, so make it clear that you do accept payment by card, etc., so people can come in and they can pay by card. They don't need to be going to the cash point and gathering cash. You also need to point out what service do you offer. Is it food and drink? Is it music? Is it cars? Is it a sports facility? What is it? Make it clear so that people can see. All it is a case of following the drop-down options and going through them. It's not difficult at all. And then this is what it will look like. So over on the right-hand side here, you've got your photos from inside. You've got your location on the map. You've got your rating. So we'll talk about that momentarily, because people can log on and score you and give your shop a rating. This description here is very important. We will talk about that. This bit here, this description. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on, and why, because there's certain things you need to do with that. But for the time being, that needs to be brief but to the point, so people know what you do. Address, phone number, opening times, and you can also put a link to your menu as well if you're a place that does food or drinks. You can put, and then at the bottom you've got some reviews. So social proof, very, very important, because people believe other people. And the more reviews and the better the reviews you've got, the more the higher you'll come in the rankings, and the more people will be likely to take action. Okay, a couple of insider tricks for you. Use keywords. So where you've got the description that we talked about you want to be putting keywords in there. So if you're a chocolatier, make sure you've got the word chocolatier in there. If you're a gym, make sure you've got the word gym and fitness in there. If you're a restaurant, and maybe you're a Cantonese restaurant, it needs to say Cantonese restaurant, okay? think of the things that people, when we say keywords, all right, think of the things that people would be writing into Google to find your business, okay? If you're a pizza restaurant and you don't have the words pizza or restaurant in there, what is the likelihood of people finding you? It's going to be very low. So that's what you need to be doing in terms of keywords. If you've got it up and running already, log in. If you haven't got it, you need to change that. Okay, you need to make sure you've got those keywords in there. Add rich content. So rich content is images, okay? And what should those images be of? Well, you really need to get images of, depends on what you're offering. If you're selling chocolates, you want some images of the chocolates that people are going to be able to get. You don't really want pictures of the outside and exterior of the building, because you might have one, but as long as it looks like a nice, friendly, clean, safe place, people want to see the chocolate. They want to see what they're going to be getting. If you're a restaurant, let's get some food on there. If you do haircuts, let's get some haircuts on there. We are a training provider, so we have pictures and photos of people being trained, and that's the kind of stuff you need to put on there. You need to show people what they're going to get. Pictures of your sign and your building, they are relevant, but who's going to make a purchase based on the strength of what the exterior of your building looks like? Show people what they want to see. Okay, if you've got more than one location, make sure you've got them all listed. Alright, if you are a gym and you've got a couple of different locations, for example, then get them all on there. Don't just put one on there, because people will struggle to find it. If I'm searching in, there's an area of Birmingham called Kings Heath, for a gym in Kings Heath, and you've got a branch in Kings Heath, but also another branch in Handsworth, and you've only got the Handsworth Centre listed, well, I'm not going to find the Kings Heath one, and it could be just what I'm looking for. So make sure you've got those multiple ones covered. Encourage reviews. As we said, testimonials are very, very powerful, and get some on there. Alright, if you're setting it up for the first time, send a little email around to the staff, get them to put some on, get them to encourage their friends and family to get some on as well at first, before you start getting customers. If you want a quick fix, use the people that you know, okay? If you have got some regular customers who come in very often to see you, just grab them, give them the phone and show them, say, look, do you mind putting me a testimonial? I really appreciate it. You can even give them something in return if you want to, free £5 voucher, could do some kind of raffle prize, different incentives to get those testimonials going for you. Okay, that's the end of that little section on Google Places. It shouldn't be too problematic to set up. Next we'll be looking at reviews and testimonials, and so I'll see you again on the other side.